From rising streamers to guys who completely fell off, let's dive into who is taking over versus who is not doing so well in streaming. Let's start with the guy who let a girl ruin his stream and it's never been the same since. Jynxzi was on top of the world before he crashed back down to earth and his streams completely fell off. But before he faded into the background, this guy was everywhere, and it was all because of his Siege content.
I like in my ass! Yo guys, can we stay alive? Holy
In 2023, if you opened TikTok and you didn't see his face, you were probably on airplane mode. He owned the Siege niche. He fully dominated it. The lobbies were his kingdom. He would troll, joke, pull off crazy plays, and somehow keep tens of thousands of viewers locked in, like it was Sunday Night Football. His streams weren't just gameplay, they were hilarious.
I just knifed the air!
But something changed. Actually, let me ask you this. When was the last time you saw Jynxzi on your feed? Exactly. But before we get into his fall off, let's rewind real quick. At his peak, Jynxzi was doing 60k, sometimes 70k live viewers all the time consistently. Siege was getting boring, and everyone else that played it wasn't doing very well. But Jynxzi was on top. He made the game entertaining again, for a while at least. His videos had the same energy every time. And these days, his content's got a little too weird.
Chat, should I start stripping? Chat, be honest, bro. Would you guys me?
But here's the thing, his style got stagnant and the jokes got old, and that was his biggest mistake. Jinxy stopped innovating, and when you stop innovating, the algorithm stops caring. Your audience stops caring, you stop caring. But in Jynxzi's case, there's another reason. A woman named Brecky. If you're still alive and didn't cringe to death watching that, then her name's Brecky Hill. And ever since Jynxzi got with her, his content just hasn't been the same. And if you're wondering why she's always making videos with other guys,
okay, pronounce Pandora.
Well, who knows? But some people think they broke up. Whatever the case is with his relationship, one thing I know for sure is that Jynxzi is not the same guy he used to be. Now his numbers bounce around like a yo-yo. 25k one day, 12k the next. He's still pulling decent viewers, but compared to what he used to be, it's way lower. The difference is night and day. But here's the saddest part. You can feel the passion fading. The jokes don't hit the same. The energy isn't chaotic anymore. It's way more chill.
Next game of the day. I can't do this, Eddie.
Too chill. It's like watching a king lay down his sword. Not because he lost a war, but because he got bored of fighting. And yeah, maybe Siege is a dying game. Maybe the devs stopped caring. But content creators aren't supposed to follow the game's energy. They're supposed to create the energy. Look at Kai Cenat, Speed. They could have stayed in their lanes. Instead, they broke every limit. Speed livestreamed their World Cup journey. Kai turned his stream into a whole NBA draft parody. That's innovation. Jynxzi just stayed in the Siege basement, making content with girl streamers.
What is your golf fit?
A white miniskirt and a collared crop top. Do it.
Can I have?
Oh yeah. It claps like smoke SMG.
Maybe this is his way of trying to get over Brecky, but fans aren't buying it. He was even doing podcasts and in-real-life streams at one point. He had it all. The charisma, the community, the memes. Hell, for a while, he was probably the internet's favorite Twitch troll. But instead of turning that into something bigger, something new, he got comfortable. And comfort is the killer of dreams. But don't count him out just yet. Jynxzi's not done. He's just asleep. The question is, will he wake up before it's too late? While Jynxzi got lazy, our guy next did the opposite. He went from rap to YouTube to TikTok to Twitch, and now he's killing the streaming game. That guy would be DDG. Many think DDG blew up just because he used to rap, but there's so much more to him, and now the world is finally seeing it. But before we dive into that, let's rewind and see how DDG went from music to trending on Twitch and TikTok every single day. Don't get me wrong, he can still rap, but if his rhymes were enough to make him a superstar, he wouldn't need the drama, the baby mama beef, or even the viral hair chop to keep all eyes on him. His music got views, there's no denying that. but some did better than others. But after his music career started to get stale, he switched it up, and it paid off big time. Let's take a look at how DDG reinvented himself, and why he's now the guy dominating the streaming game. His journey began when he transitioned from music to YouTube. Back then, he was posting raw, unfiltered content, a mix of vlogs, freestyle sessions, and behind the scenes of his rap life. It wasn't viral yet, but it soon would be. Like many other creators starting out, his content was basic. Just another rapper trying his luck on YouTube. But then, one day, DDG decided to flip the script. He started mixing it up, from beefs to girls to haircuts. He tried it all, and it all worked. Almost every other stream, DDG's got a new girl, and fans have been seriously impressed by his game. Then, there was his famous haircut, where he lost the dreads.
So I put y'all back in. If I go dreads, I put y'all back in, okay?
But before that, his momentum was already building, all because of beef. He and Brucedropemoff started beefing all the way back in 2023. Bruce said some stuff about DDG's music, and they finally decided to settle it on stream.
DDG, for real, I could tell you knew the twist because that's exactly what a new nigga would say to Twitch, or some shit like, oh bro, I'd never heard of you until a boy's night. Dick riding that nigga. But anyway, though, I'm just saying,
like, that's real shit.
And that's a lot of niggas. Because the thing is, though, hey, Kai and Josh.
DDG was a new kid on the block, and Bruce had a few things to say. In the end, it only helped DDG explode, and even now, he hasn't forgiven Bruce.
That nigga Bruce still a bitch, though.
Damn, that's a long grudge, but either way, DDG is on top, and his rise is showing no sign of slowing down. Every day, there's a new headline, and he's in it. We'll have to see how long his reign will last, but for now, he's doing everything right. So if you're wondering where his rival Bruce is right now, well, he ain't doing too good. While DDG rose to fame, Bruce started falling off. Back in 2023, DDG and Bruce started arguing about who was richer.
For real, if you want to.
How big is your crib?
Shit, 4 floors with an elevator. How big is yours?
That bitch was $3.
Bro, y'all flexing on each other. Y'all not even talking about the situation. Like, y'all not even
that same crib in LA.
What the fuck is these niggas talking about? I think it's ain't talking
that crib in LA. Could you get that crib in LA? Could you afford that crib in LA?
Yeah, it sounds like Bruce was doing pretty good, even if his house wasn't in LA. So what happened? Well, it's a mega mystery. He just disappeared. Nobody really knows why. But to figure it all out, we have to go back to the beginning. At one point, Bruce was everywhere, and it was all because of this video. His laugh was contagious. His roasts were ruthless, and the clip of him dancing to Jynxzi was iconic. It was the moment that made Bruce the internet's favorite menace. He was wild, unfiltered, and real, but also he was kind of a genius. He linked up with rappers, took over Twitch, and even beefed with creators like Kai Cenat, as well as DDG. And, as you've seen, he even held his own. Here's Kai speaking about it.
Bruce said that we were never friends, and the only time I called him up, or quote unquote, use
Content.
was for content.
You know you're a big deal if Kai's upset with you. But that was all the way back in 2023. Today, there's nothing. He's gone. Not even a whisper from the guy who once dominated. So what happened? Well, Bruce's entire rise was built on one thing, attention. And not just regular attention, addictive must-watch, eyes glued to the screen attention. He knew how to capture it, he knew how to keep it, but he didn't know how to live without it. He thrived in chaos. When drama erupted, Bruce poured gasoline on it. But he always came back with a my bad, promise to change, and then did the same thing again. It was a cycle. He'd go viral, get banned, go viral again, get banned again, and every time he came back, the internet would forgive him, until they didn't. January 2023 was the beginning of the end. What looked like a regular stream turned into a war zone. Bruce went after his old friend, Mizkif, live. The same Mizkif he once defended. The same guy Bruce stayed loyal to when OTK was falling apart. That friendship was burned to ashes in front of tens of thousands.
I don't like that. And I'll call you out on that shit in front of everybody since you won't text my phone while I'm streaming in front of everybody. Stay safe. You now. Now you.
But instead of pulling back, Bruce doubled down. He clashed with creators, threw shots at friends, got banned for saying things you just can't say on Twitch anymore. And then, just when he thought it was over, Kit came calling. Big check, new platform, clean slate. You would think that he would be in his redemption arc, right? Wrong. Bruce was alone. No Kai, no Rage, no Boys Night. Just him. And a bunch of fans who were slowly realizing maybe the drama wasn't an act. That was the moment people started walking away. And the saddest part was when Bruce finally hit his lowest. When he admitted streaming wasn't fun anymore. When he said he needed a break, nobody really cared. The internet had moved on. Bruce was one of the most entertaining people on the platform, and now he's gone, a ghost of what he used to be. No streams, no updates, no comebacks. His last video was 6 months ago. People still ask, where's Bruce? But no one really knows. And that might be the most tragic part of all. It's a sad tale. So let's lighten the mood with somebody who went from being probably the most hated streamer to one of the most successful. You probably remember Neon as a toxic kid who ended up getting bullied in public.
Hey, look whose shoes we got. Got his ass lacking. Come on, bro. Got his ass lacking.
But a lot's changed since then. He went from being known as one of the most hated streamers to one of the most successful. He was literally known for getting robbed and bullied, but now he's linking up with rappers, sports stars, possibly even Kanye West.
I didn't want to freak out, but that Ye shit is crazy, bro. That Ye shit is crazy, bro. What?
I know, pretty crazy. So what happened? Neon was once just a loud, annoying friend of Aiden Ross, but it looks like he's matured a bit and it paid off big time. A couple years ago, the only Neon collabs you would have seen were ones like this.
Who the fuck I am?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
But since then, he's changed his act. After getting a bit of fame for showing up alongside Aiden and shouting insults at people, he switched things up. Even though he dissed Andrew Tate live on stream, Tate forgave him and even tried to help him after he was robbed and beaten up.
Feel bad. So, I'm actually extending an olive branch to you now. If you want to talk about it.
And here was Neon's response.
And I'm gonna be honest, I need help. I do. I've been so lost and clueless this past few days. I've had no idea what to do in my life. It's like I'm living in a jail cell in hell.
It looks like it was the wake-up call he needed, because after this, he turned over a new leaf. Somehow, someway, he flipped the script. And now he's trending nearly every day. Just look at him. He doesn't even look like the same guy. That's a glow-up if you ever seen one.
You really look like you're a smack something like that.
You look like you're a smack son. I ain't gonna lie, gang.
Neon started his journey as a YouTuber all the way back in 2017. So it's taken almost a decade, but his time has finally come. His YouTube channel is blowing up, and he nearly has 1 million subs. His kicks popping, and he's somehow securing crazy link ups. Just last month, he was on the phone with Steph Curry.
I'm gonna see you in San Francisco. Alright, man. Peace. Yeah! Neon X Steph Curry coming to a theater near you.
And then there was a big link up with Dave Blunt.
Shit, what do you think my real name is if you had to guess?
Like Rajesh.
What the?
And only a few days ago, he met Big Sean.
What's up, man?
Hey, man, long time, bro.
Yes, sir.
Neon somehow even befriended Nav.
Hell yeah. Oh, shit. Yo, come on, look at that reaction, bro. You're not fat, bro.
I am.
So for Neon, it's only up from here. And if he keeps this up, he'll be one of the biggest streamers in no time. And let's be honest, none of us saw this coming. But the guy did a complete 180. And you got to respect it. However, not everyone makes it like he does. Our next guy fell off hard. When it was revealed he had an OF, and there might be no way back for him. You probably remember Sketch for this, or his streams with Jynxzi, but just like his friend, Sketch has fallen off hard. He's been exposed, his reputation was ruined, all because he was caught with an OF. Before all that though, there was a time when you couldn't scroll more than 5 seconds on TikTok without hearing special players, special teams, special plays.
It's too easy.
Special
Way
teams,
too easy.
special plays, special players.
Special.
Sketch wasn't just a streamer, he was special. He had the same wild energy as somebody like Speed, and fans loved it. Athletes were quoting him, streamers wanted to be him, and his viewers were obsessed. But before we get into why he disappeared, let's rewind, because it didn't start with fame, it started with a dream.
The men are out. The men are out. They're out. Tell the boys to go to sleep.
Before the wealth, collabs, and fame, Sketch was just another guy grinding Madden on Twitch. The stream quality, mid. The gameplay, mid. But the personality, that's where Sketch was different. But underneath his funny streams, he was hiding something. But before his streaming days, Sketch was broke and needed cash to feed his addictions. So he made an OF account that eventually got leaked. That's a huge debate around whether or not to support Sketch. But either way, there was no going back from this. If you're wondering how we know it's definitely true and not just a rumor, well, Sketch even admitted it himself.
From the top, look at this, open and honest, that was me. 2 years ago, I did some stuff. I'm sorry if you've seen some of the stuff. You know, I'm a changed person. I did not have sexual relations with that man. I'm just kidding, I did, possibly.
But things took a dark turn after that. Sketch's mental health started to suffer, and he became super anxious.
I'm pretty anxious. That's why I smoke a lot and drink a lot, probably.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna tell you something right now. It's gonna be a bit of a shock to your system. It's not the way to handle.
His views started decreasing, and nowadays fans see him more in real life than they do in his streams.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Dude, thank you, bro. This is actually really good.
At least he looks happier there, but only time will tell if he can make a comeback. Hopefully he does, because he was one of the funniest streamers at one point. Last but not least, we got the king of aura and the ultimate ladies boy. Some are even saying that if looks maxing had a final boss, it'd be him. Twitch has got a new kid on the block. Guys are scared and girls are falling over heels. It's Marlon. I'm sure you heard of him. This dude went from being homeless to signing deals with Ralph Lauren, all because of his streams.
In San Francisco, bro, okay? I signed with the biggest model agencies in the world. They're very exclusive. They don't sign a lot. I was their first signing as a streamer, which is I got the call. They said, Polo Ralph Lauren want you out there on Thursday, bro.
Before lighting up Twitch, Marlon was making noise on the basketball courts, playing guard in Swedish leagues, and later bringing his talents stateside to Lower Columbia College. But it wasn't just his crossover that stood out. Marlon's charisma had people watching off the court too. So not long after, he started streaming. He blew up and people were dying to collab with him. Because of that natural charm, he exploded on TikTok under the name Marlon3LG. He built a massive following with over 1 million followers. One TikTok about his skincare routine reached a crazy 3 million views, and they were mainly all women. That's not just his looks though, Marlon's got personality. He's got riz.
You live by yourself or no?
Yeah, I mean, I live with my 8 kids.
Fuck, I forgot. Like, fuck them kids, dead ass. If you really think about it though, like, you ever feel about kids, you're like, bro, get out of my house for real, like, just for once.
Or not. Anyway, he started off playing basketball, then TikTok, then came Twitch. And that's where things really leveled up. Marlon's channel, Mar3LG, is about in real life stuff and just chatting streams. He's not your typical gamer grinding rank queues. Think of him more like your cool friend who just happens to be hanging out with the FaZe crew on stream. Whether he's aura farming in a Miami high-rise or kicking back on stream, fans are loving it and the numbers are wild. In March 2025 alone, Marlon clocked 133 hours stream, peaked at almost 15,000 viewers, and averaged nearly 5K viewers per stream. His follower count is sitting at 171,000 plus, with over 78,000 gained in just 1 month. That's some serious growth. At the start of 2025, Marlon ranked around number 3,000 on Twitch, but he's climbing fast, with over 624,000 hours watched in a single month and a growing rep. That's one of the most watchable in real life streamers. The top 1,000 isn't just a goal, it's a matter of time. So what's next for Marlon? More collabs, a FaZe signing, maybe a return to basketball, who knows? For this guy, the sky's the limit, and he's shaping the future of what Twitch could look like.